Hey, how's it going? Gene Sugano here. I'm sad to say I've been living a lie. I really don't live in Las Vegas. I don't know where I live. I'm kind of an experiment, like in the Truman Show with Harry Truman. No, with Jim Carrey. And the powers that be, the gods, have not chroma keyed me into an environment that is Las Vegas, where I supposedly live. Well, if there's any video professionals out there and you would like to chroma key me into an environment of your choice, please feel free. I feel a little empty without having a background. Anyway, in the real world there is this Yo Crunch, and by the way, I do not get paid, sponsored, or endorsed in any way, shape, or form by the makers of Yo Crunch. I'm just covering their legal basis, and mine, I guess. But I have the Reese's Pieces Yo Crunch, and I wanted to start a segment called Yo, What's on Your Mind? Brought to you by, possibly. But anyway, and I would kind of issue a challenge out to all of you to post what's on your mind in a little video. Not type, I mean, who types, really? I mean, you could, I guess. But what's on my mind today is I was driving down the road in my non-virtual world, but I was driving down the road and there was a billboard for a hospital. ER wait times, and it posted the actual time that you had to wait at the ER. Supposedly, it said currently 20 minutes. And I've seen it from time to time, and it has different times there. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 5. I'm thinking, who is that for? Because if it's an emergency and you're driving yourself or a loved one to the hospital, are you really going to look at that billboard and say, 20 minutes, oh, that's way too long. I got to go to find another place. By the time you spend driving around finding the other hospital, the competition, that emergency could end tragically. So I wouldn't depend on those emergency wait time billboards that you see along the side of the road. And furthermore, they've put a number that you can text for up-to-date information on the emergency room. And if you need to have that on your mobile device, perhaps you're going to the emergency room way too much. That's all I have to say, really, because it just seems a little ridiculous. But hey, that's out there, and it's up to people like me to point that weirdness out. The other thing that's on my mind, I got some grapes. I've been fighting allergies a lot lately, and it's been really bad. It's the wind, the pollen, all the combination going into my breathing cavities, and it's been really bad. And I thought about this, and I know this happens to many of you in the workplace or even at home. You're sitting in the restroom, and I'm sorry to share so much, but you're sitting in the restroom and you use that roll of toilet paper to wipe your nose or your face. If you think about it, that's not a very clean environment that paper's been sitting in. And there's a lot of particles that do get in the air and get onto that paper, and you're putting it to your face. And I realized this as I was doing that. I was like, this is disgusting. I have this very unclean stuff around my nose and around my mouth, and I'm using it. And so I just wanted to point that out in case a lot of you do the same thing, because now maybe you'll stop and think, hey, you know what? I'd rather use that piece of sandpaper over there that wasn't sitting in the unclean environment and suffer a little bit of rubbish on my nose, as opposed to putting a bunch of that gross matter in that area of your face. So that's all I have to say for today. Emergency room wait times on billboards and using toilet paper as tissue. Thank you to the makers of Yo Crunch for providing that sustenance for my lunch. Again, they did not pay for that. I didn't even use the coupons. I paid for that with my real money in this virtual world. Go figure. All right. Well, have yourselves a good day, and hopefully your environment is more pleasant than mine. At least the food's good.